Final review of the week. Let's talk Mile 22, sir. Are you ready for this?
I mean, I've been ready for all the other Berg films. That's what we just call them now, aren't we? The Bergs.
They are.
Wahlberg and Peter Berg.
Peter Berg. Yeah, the Berg movies. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Right, so this follows... Right, I try and put out... First of all, the poster for this, which just makes me laugh because it just looks like a PlayStation game cover. It really does. Yeah. And the film plays in much the same way. So you get this sort of setup in which we have kind of an Argo-like embassy kind of a setup, only it turns out that the staff who are working in this embassy, which is in a very nondescript country, by the way, like they go out of their way to not specifically nail down the ethnicity going on here. It just seems to be Southeast Asia. That's kind of all we get, really. Yeah. And there's lots of Indos thrown in there, if you know what I mean. Every time there's a place, there's an Indo, for instance. Right. So generic, Southeast Asian kind of country, American embassy. The staff of this embassy, it turns out, are Mark Wahlberg, Ronda Rousey, Lauren Cohan, forgettable white dude with a ponytail because he's not a name on a poster, it seems, and Iko Uwais. Well, sorry, Iko Uwais is not one of the teams. Sorry, they work in this embassy, and the gimmick we're told is whenever the US government needs them for black ops, the way it works is option 1 is diplomacy. To get anything done. Option 2 is military. And if both of those options fail, you activate option 3. Option 3 is this staff. This staff are Overwatch. Right. When Overwatch, and I am doing the Dr. Evil thing every time I do it just because it amuses me.
And they can't call this film Overwatch.
And they can't call it Overwatch because Overwatch has been taken by the video game. Is it Tom Clancy's?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And this, believe me, this feels so sub-Tom Clancy anyway, mixed with a PlayStation game, which is kind of where Tom Clancy ended up anyway. So, when the situation is dire and options 1 and 2 have failed, Overwatch is formed, and the staff of Overwatch have to resign. They all get these documents, and they have to resign, and they hand them into the embassy, and they just basically load up with guns, get into a truck, and go and do the job. And when they're done, if they've gotten away with it, they get to go and have the jobs back. That's how it works, right? Which you'd think, wouldn't you, that would be a big dramatic moment? No, it's not. It's not. That's not a big dramatic moment. That's just a moment that comes in an hour into this 90-minute film. It just
happens.
So I want to start by saying the plot of this movie starts at the at the hour mark of a 90-minute film. The plot of the movie is Iko Uwais is a foreign operative who has all these specific stolen secrets from the other side stored on a hard drive that's got an access lock and a password on it, and he's given them the embassy the drive, and he will only give them the password in exchange for safe passage to the US. So the only way they can get this done with all of his people encroaching upon the embassy is to transport him securely from the embassy to Mile 22. Clever title. Yeah. They worked for that. They really worked for that. Anyway, but of course, if you've ever seen the movie SWAT, you can sort of imagine how this is going to go. Here's a clip.
That's my asset.
Who is he?
Lee Noor.
I don't want to know his name. I don't know what he does for a living. I want to know who is he.
A loner. No kids, no family, 100% accurate and reliable.
You mark him or he mark you?
I marked him.
He says he has the exact locations of all 6 sets of cesium. He's logged it on a disk. He says only if we get him out of the country and give him asylum will he open the disk.
You gonna deal with this? Or you want me to handle it?
I got it.
This is serious, right?
Oh, very.
So it wants to feel really procedural. It wants to feel really Michael Mann about it. Very Tom Clancy. Like it wants to be a Tom Clancy story by way of Michael Mann. It wants to be quite factual, to the point, down and dirty. The problem is, it's rubbish. It's not exciting because it's so matter-of-fact about everything that you just can't quite get any real enjoyment out of it. Wahlberg's trying to drop in his natural, that Boston boy charm that he does. Doesn't quite work because the script's not there to make any of that particularly likable. Because the plot doesn't start until the 1 hour mark, and this is one of those great big movies where, there have to be big tragic team member deaths and stuff like that, one of those movies. Because you've got all that to go on. All that happens within 25 minutes. So you've got an hour of standing around talking, And then 25 minutes of, now everyone who's just been talking for an hour, well, we're just going to give them all guns and just fire at buildings, like people in windows and stuff. That's the movie. And there's one really good fight scene with Iko Uwais in a kitchen, which we've already seen because we've seen the Raid 2. Yeah, you remember in the Raid 2 when they had that amazing kitchen fight? Same thing gets done here. Only, is it kitchen or a medical bay? It might be the medical bay, sorry. It's in a medical bay here. And same exact thing, the kitchen stuff from Raid 2, where you're picking up the scalpels and the chest splitters and things like that. And yeah, it all feels a bit, been here, done that. It really does feel like mile 9,000. Because, we've worn this out. And like the Peter Berg style seems to go, right, I'm just going faux documentarian with it. That's the shtick. I'm doing the grainy digital Michael Mann thing. I've got Ronda Rousey in a flak jacket. What more do I need? And the problem is all the stuff that's supposed to be meaningful in it isn't. All the stuff that's supposed to be suspenseful in it is inert. Mark Wahlberg, it feels like he's just going through the motions at best. And the problem is that the film is so pedestrian that it's hard to deny him that feeling. And that was kind of a disappointment to me. I think because I really enjoyed Deepwater Horizon. Like, I
didn't see the last one, the Boston bombing.
Oh, Patriots Day.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Patriots. I thought Patriots Day was pretty good. Yeah. But this sure as hell ain't no Deepwater Horizon.
No, I think that's their best team up.
Yeah,
better than Lone Survivor.
But I tell you something, I mean, I thought this was some kind of franchise launcher, actually. And I can very specifically say, clearly, it either really isn't, or maybe it's based on some series of novels and it goes somewhere very different than I would have expected. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that, actually. I would be very curious to see if this is based on a series of books. It does feel like a Tom Clancy adaptation. But,
it looks like it just from the marketing.
Yeah, but a particularly dull one. But, yeah. So, alas, that is not Film of the Week anyway.
What a shocker.